What's up, guys? It's TechnoViking23 coming to you today with some Raid Shadow Legends, and it is Friday, so we're going to jump into an episode of Free to Play Friday. I'm back from my vacation, so I didn't have to pre-record this one. We are just finishing up normal Doom Tower on the second rotation here with Irgoth, the Eternal Dragon. I had messed up my keys, so basically I was one key away from finishing it last night, so I had to wait till today for reset to come in and do it, and hopefully we'll be able to down him here and get this over with. But I had a really good vacation. I put up some videos regarding my vacation if you guys want to check it out. Pretty cool trip, very relaxing, got a lot of hiking in, didn't really have much screen time, which was pretty good, so had a lot of fun, and still managed to play a little bit of Raid here and there, especially when I was at the hotels and staying at the lodge up in the mountains, when I actually had a little bit of decent internet. But surprisingly, I just focused on the free-to-play account while I was on vacation. I just did Clan Boss on my main. I didn't really do too much there, since I'm kind of passing on the fusion that's currently going. And so on the free-to-play account, we've been kind of making a little bit of progress here. We've had some really good luck recently with some void pulls. I actually, like an idiot, did pull shards today on the 10X, actually trying to get a seeker. So unfortunately we had saved up a bunch of shards and I blew through all my ancient shards, so now we have to start saving again. I just can never seem to behave with those on this account. I know I should start saving shards for all the 2X events and everything else and the guaranteed champs, but I don't know, I just felt like pulling. I've had such good luck lately on the pulls, as we went over in the last video, so I just had to do it again. And unfortunately we do have a problem now. I have almost too many champions that I want to build, which on a free-to-play account is not really a good thing because we don't have the resources. Where I'm at on my main account now, it's like if I get a new champion, I can basically build it 6-star and have it fully finished within a day or two. On this account it takes a little bit longer because we just don't have the resources. And we'll go over that here in a minute once we get through Doom Tower. But I've been trying to catch up with stuff that's going on in the game. I'm going to probably do a couple of videos over the weekend and early next week. I want to talk about some of the Hydra stuff that's going on that they've recently brought up. And then what I've apparently heard is that everyone's leaving for Diablo Immortal, and that Diablo Immortal is going to kill Raid Shadow Legends, which is hilarious because that's not actually going to happen. I see a lot of the content creators thinking it will happen, and all of them getting together and they're going to run over and go play Diablo, which is good for them. Hope they have fun. It's a completely different style of game than Raid Shadow Legends, which I think a lot of people are missing. And if a lot of people have a problem with the amount of time they have to spend playing Raid Shadow Legends, they're really going to be in for some fun when they play Diablo and realize how much they have to grind to do well in that game and stay on top of things. So it should be fun. But, you know, I think it's interesting. For the last couple months, we've seen a lot of the Raid creators just talking so much trash about Raid and trying to find another game. But and some will say they're bored and some other stuff. But I think the reality is the Raid analytics are just down across the board. And a lot of the main content creators for the game, they've just become really stagnant. Most of the best content creators for Raid right now are up and coming. They're under 10,000 subs. They're making a name for themselves. They're still growing their channels. So obviously the game is not dead. It's still doing well for some people. So I think if you look at some analytics, you can go to Social Blade. That's what Plarium used to do in the content creator program to keep track of our analytics to make sure we qualified for our weekly rewards. You'll see that most of the big names who are making a big thing about leaving Raid for Diablo are just stagnating. Their views are down. Their subscriptions are down. You know, they've been on a downturn for a while because their content's just not it's not what it used to be. It's boring. It's mailed in. They're really not trying as hard as they used to. So I think there's a little bit of that going on too there. But all right, normal Doom Tower is down. Now we can start working on hard for the last week or so. I just would really like to get to the Griffin on floor 10 hard so I can start grinding some gear. I'd like to get some of that Guardian set in the 6-star. So let's jump into Clan Boss real quick. See, we got one. Oh, we got another key of 40 minutes, which is good. I have been focusing solely on Ultra Nightmare lately, and it's been tough because we've had really bad luck on Spirit. Spirit is my worst affinity. I think I've come up with a team here that can kind of do it. We're going to use Skull Crusher here. He's basically going to be there to take the stun. I've been working on boosting Frozen Banshee's stats a little bit, trying to get her closer to 4,000 defense so she can survive a bit longer. But this is the toughest affinity for me right now. We don't have any problem at all right now 3-keying Magic or Force with the current team that we're using, which is mainly Urgrim, Skullcrusher, Rosin, Aox. We put Ninja in sometimes for a little bit of damage. We got Vergis we use also, but I can 3-key every affinity pretty much now except for Spirit. And, you know, we talked about pulling the Martyr. We've got the double Demythas. I got another champion for Clan Boss that I could kind of do some budget builds with recently, which we're going to talk about here in just a second. I don't want to ruin the surprise just yet. But it's like we have a wealth of Clan Boss champions now, and with so many already built, I think I'm going to just go with a double counterattack team with Martyr and Skullcrusher, because the way I'm looking at it is I want to build champs that are going to help me all over the account, which is kind of what you have to do when you're on a free-to-play. You know, we could build Demytha, the 2 Demythas we have, but that's a lot of a resource investment, and I've already pretty much beaten Dwarf 21 Faction Wars, so I don't really need her help there, or really in any other spot other than Clan Boss, so I don't really want to invest so much in her. Whereas with Martyr, she can be very helpful in a variety of areas in the game. I also got Sepulchre Sentinel, who I think we can use to tune to help block the stun. And she's usable for Night Revenant Faction Wars, so I'm still trying to get through. She's also useful in quite a few other areas. She's got the attack down on the 81, which is pretty reliable and will come in handy in other boss areas like Doom Tower. So I think if we build Martyr and Sepulchre Sentinel, we can put them together with Skullcrusher for that double counterattack, and we've got plenty of other Clan Boss champions we've already built out, like Ninja, like Urgrim, etc., that we can just kind of plug in and see what happens. And my hope is that the double counterattack team will allow me to at least 3-key everything, and possibly 2-key some of the affinities when we have the advantage. But I could try for the double Demytha team with a block debuffs champion like Tatura Rhymehide, and kind of tune that so that we can go unkillable basically for 50 turns. It just would take a lot of investment. So maybe that's a longer term goal that we look at. But we're looking at this team so far, not bad. We're right around 10.5 million, but as soon as turn 20 hits, this really starts to go downhill fast because Clan Boss really hits hard. And we got Dragon here because he has strong affinity. He does have the attack down, but my Dreg, I just can't get him figured out on this account. He just takes a beating. He doesn't survive very long. Just don't have the best gear on him. But everybody else kind of holds together fairly well. Skullcrusher is going to be eating the stun here most of the time. As long as Frozen Banshee keeps herself healed up there, we should be good. Earlier I think I did 18.5 million on the first key with this, which 18 is what we need to hit for a 4-key on Spirit. Like I said, I'd rather 3-key, because then if we could 3-key, we could at least put a key in a Nightmare and hopefully get some extra chests. But I think it's actually paying off a little bit going after the Ultra Nightmare and ignoring Nightmare right now, because we are at least getting some books in the chests. We've been getting quite a few epic books, which is great because we have lots of champions we still need to invest in, so we're really going hard at it. So Skullcrusher is looking like he's fading out here. We're up to almost 15 million, not too bad. This turns are going to start getting a little tougher here, though. The damage, yeah, here we go. We're going to lose 2. Oh, wow, we lost 2 on that one. That's not good. So we're going to need Ninja to fully heal here. And I don't know if we can get this to... If they get it to 17 or 18, it's going to be an accomplishment, basically, at this point. Oh, man. There we go. Yeah, I hate Spirit. It's funny because a lot of people hate Force Clan Boss. I hate Spirit Clan Boss. It just makes my life miserable on this account. So 16.3, not the greatest. And let's see where we have. Yeah, we're at 35.16. We might be able to get 2 more keys in. And we're going to be right on the line to get the top chest. So that's fun. So there's Clan Boss. Let's go. Let's see, we got some quests on here. All right. We got our Void Shard. There we go. We should yank that and see if we get lucky. The Celebration Shard for for beating Doom Tower. I did hard 120 tonight on my main account and pulled my Sacred, and I think it was like Lich or somebody terrible. Of course, it always is. So, okay, let's take a look here. Now, we do have champion training coming up for the Fusion event, which we'll probably just do anyways. And let's see who we've got here. So we've been working on Martyr. Started to give her a little bit of gear. I got to roll this stuff up. We got Artifact Enhancement right now, which I probably need to do. We're working on Whisper for some damage. We got Sepulchre Sentinel we're starting to work on here. Already got some pretty good defensive numbers on these champs. But let's go down here and take a look at what else we were able to get this week. So, we got our 2 Demythas we pulled last time. I actually was able to get a Seer and a Maneater. So we have 1 Maneater, we have Painkeeper. You guys can see now why I went all in and yanked almost 40 Ancients today trying to get a Seeker. Because, like I said, we have all the we have so many options now. I think that was pretty much it. We got another Geo. I think I talked about him last week. The other Geomancer. And I think Juliana's new. We got her from the Ancients we pulled today. So, and we got a lot of food for champ training. So this presents a multitude of different things we could do. You can do Maneater, Painkeeper, budget unkillable, but then you got to tune a slow boy to take the stun. We could do Maneater Demytha, but same thing, we got to tune it, and you need really high speeds on that. I think the Maneater in that one's got to be at least 280. There's a couple different comps I saw that were using Ninja and some slower speeds using a speed booster, but I gotta be honest, I'm lazy, especially with Raid now that it doesn't take as much time anymore with some of the improvements they made. I just hate having to babysit Clan Boss. I want to just press auto and get it over with. That's why I like my main account so much. I got the Bat Eater built. You just go in, you click it, and it's off to the races. You go AFK, you go do something else. You come back in 15-20 minutes, and your Clan Boss is done. I don't want to have to sit here and manual and tune it and do the speed tuning and make sure that the speed tune is like precise to the decimal. Messing with the calculator. With Bat Eater, it's like you got a speed range. As long as you hit that speed range, it just all syncs up and it's fine. So I don't want to have to sit here and program Maneater and then make sure he's at 250 or 280 on the dot with no extra percentage or decimals, whatever. You know, the Demytha thing. You know, we've got all kinds of stuff we could try with a speed lead. But I don't know. That's kind of the reason why I'm saying I just want to go with this double counterattack team, because I think with the good enough gear on this, with Martyr in there, and then with Skull Crusher coming in with her, then also using Sepulchre Sentinel, the idea there is we can do the counterattacks and we can also block the stun with the Sepulchre Sentinel if we get her set up right. That we'd be able to hopefully 2 or 3 key. And since I already have all them at 6-star, I think we're just going to go with that because, I mean, it's awesome to pull Maneater, but I honestly probably would be better off building Seer before I build anybody else, because she's going to just make so much content trivial, especially since we already have double Kymar, and we also have Renegade in here somewhere. So, I mean, we've already got a Spider team on this account that's really fast. But with Seer now, we can basically... I can just copy the builds I have on my main account, and I can get every single Dungeon 20 down under a minute with Seer, which would be huge for this team, because we're still at a point with the dungeons where we are struggling a little bit on some of them. If I go into my Dungeon 20s, which on this account especially, we just farm Dungeon 20 because it's more effective that way, efficient that way. So we could get, we could get Ice Golem down below a minute, easy. I have the chance to do it. I just need the Seer to get through the waves. Spider, we're fine. We have 20-second 25 team. We've got a 13-second 20 team with Ragnar Goldgleam. If we had Draco, we could get that down under 10 seconds, but we don't have Draco, unfortunately. So Dragon, we could get Dragon 20 under a minute with Seer. And then Fire Knight, we could actually get this right around. I was looking at that, I was like, wait a minute, that's my time for 20. No, I just never went back and did 19 after I beat it the first time. That's so bad. So we got a minute 57. We could get that pretty close to a minute. I think my team on my main average is about 50 seconds. So We could really make a lot of improvements with Seer, not to mention potion keep times coming down, and also Doom Tower clearing floors much easier. So I think, like I said before with Martyr, the reason for wanting to build her, on an account like this, you kind of have to go for the champs that are going to do the most work, pretty much across the board, wherever you can use them. So, well, I'd love to go for this double Demitha or Maneater or all this, you know, or Maneater, and we've got Warcaster. I mean, it's just that we have a lot of options for clan boss right now, but I think it's just going to be more beneficial to the account to use the 60s we already have, try to get that Ultra Nightmare to the 3 key with what we've got, and then build Seer in some kind of nuke build so we can start going through and getting our dungeon times down so we can farm gear better and more quickly. So I think that's what we're going to wind up doing. So we'll check in next week. We'll see where we are. We got champion training coming up. Hopefully we can make some of this food, get some 5 stars so we can start building some more 60s and get some decent gear. I don't know if I have enough Savage gear to run Seer, so maybe we try something else with her. I don't know, maybe we got some Cruel gear we could put her on, and then just use Kymar to reset her Karma burn so we can get some fast times on these waves. So anyways, guys, that's going to do it for this episode of Free to Play Friday. Like I said, I'm going to try to make an effort to make these a little bit shorter, so I'm noticing people like to watch the videos a little bit more when they're shorter, but personally, I like long videos. I love watching 30-40 minute videos on YouTube, but I know not everybody likes to do that. So we're going to try to find a happy medium here and see what happens. But anyways, guys, hope you enjoyed this episode. As always, if you have any questions about anything, feel free to leave it down below in the comments, and I'll do my best to get you an answer as soon as I can. As always, hope you're having a great day. Thanks as always for watching, and I will see you again next time.